It's been such a long time that I wanted to do this comparison, but today we're gonna review the Wilson Blade 16 by 19 and compare it to the Wilson Blade 18 by 20 to see what are the differences. So I'm gonna start with the specs and then we're gonna go onto the court, and finally I'm gonna decide which one is the best for me. So let's go. So obviously those are pretty much the same thing. So both are 305 grams static weight. Both are 98 square inch head size, the same beam, but the only difference is the amount of string that there is in the racket. So the 16 by 19 is supposed to create a bit more power, a bit more spin, and on the other side you have the 18 by 20 who's supposed to create a bit more feel and have a bit more control. So let's go on the court with those two rackets to see which one I like the most.
On the court, let's start with the Wilson Blade 16 by 19. The flexibility of this racket, and you will see that it's the same thing with the 18 by 20, is something pretty interesting. I just feel like at the upper hoop it's a bit unstable, so you might need to add some weight, just like I did with my own racket. But for that test, I didn't take it into consideration, but I feel like it's just easy to brush the ball. Even though it's a control-oriented racket, you feel like it's easy to generate some spin, but you're not going to generate some heavy topspin. You're just going to generate some spin. In terms of power, it's okay because of the distance between the strings, so it's a bit easier and you feel a bit more the snapback of the string. On the other side, with the 18 by 20, it's the same thing with the flexibility, but you feel it even more. But I just feel like the 18 by 20 is just a bit more stable. I feel like it's maybe due to the more dense string pattern that helps you to feel a bit more the ball. So when the racket flexes, you still know where the ball is compared to the 16 by 19. Obviously you have a bit less spin potential, but you're feeling a bit more the ball and you have more control in general.
So if I have to be really objective, there's not a real winner for that this comparison, because the 16 by 19 is a great racket. It lacks a bit of stability in stock form. Obviously, if you can see on this one, I had some weight because it's my personal racket, but for this review, I didn't take into consideration the weight, obviously. The thing that I like with this racket is that you're really feeling with the flexibility, like the ball entering the string bed and putting up some top spin. So even though you have a classic beam with a control frame, you still have quite a good amount of spin that you can generate with this one. On the other side, with the 18 by 20, it's the same thing, but the only difference is that you feel a bit more the ball entering the string bed. And for me, it might get a lot of hate, but I don't see that this racket generate far less topspin, and let me explain why. For me, this racket can still generate topspin, but it just depends on the swing speed that you have. Depends obviously on the grip that you use, so if you're playing more into a continental grip or not. But for me, it's just about feel. So the difference is only like, what do you like when the ball enters your string bed? Do you like to feel like there's a lot of space and there's a lot of space for you to brush up? Or do you like to feel a bit more the ball, but you feel like every string are not really making a difference? Yes, it helps you to feel the ball, but you don't feel like the string that are moving too much. So depending on what is your favorite feel, then I would recommend to go with one or another. And for this comparison, I'll go with the 16 by 19 because it's my racket of choice because of the way that I hit the ball. But this one is really fun to hit from time to time, that's for sure. So, are you more 18 by 20 or 16 by 19? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe. And see you next time. Bye bye.